I'm working, suddenly my screen comes at me like a blaze of glory. We have an acute angle on the computer now. It's acute, but there's nothing acute about it. If you don't move your seat up, I'm gonna move it up for you. She played dumb, an almost impossible task for her. I don't fly a lot. So the idea of going to the airport, getting on a plane with some strangers, flying across the country to a destination a couple times a year, sounds kind of fun. So it's also safe to say I'm not fully up to date with airplane etiquette. I imagine it goes a little something like this. You sit down in your chair, you keep your bag tightly underneath the seat in front of you, you listen to music with headphones on, and you just kind of keep to yourself. Woman in front of me must have been watching a different presentation, because that's not what she did. Before I take you on this flight of fancy, if you wouldn't mind parachuting your ass right down on top of that subscribe button, planting firmly, so that you don't miss a single rant video from this channel. I have several airport-specific ones coming up, so you don't want to miss those. They're going to be fun. We're going to fast forward through several hours of driving to the airport, waiting at the airport, going through TSA at the airport, waiting more at the airport, checking in luggage at the airport, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to get onto this plane. I have my backpack on with my laptop and one bag that I'm dragging behind my ass. I prefer to do the pull on wheel method rather than the push on wheels because you get stuck into crevices, you hit people in the back of the shins. It's just not a good scenario. Or scenario, however you want to say it. Don't have to be a dick. As I make my walk of shame down the middle of the aisle like a penguin slowly waddling, I make a note of all the different faces I'm going to be annoyed at on my journey. Oh good, this one's just a row of little shitty kids. They get to kick the back of that person's seat the entire trip. Have fun. I see you. Gladys, elderly woman's already passed out. We still have like 25 minutes before the plane takes off. She's out cold. She might be dead. I actually don't know how to check a pulse, so this is doing nothing. Also, my fingers were up her nose. Still walking. Yes, I am Adam from Adam Does Movies and Adam Does Rants. Thank you for noticing me, is what I said to myself because I'm never recognized in public. I keep walking and, oh my God! A person stops dead and pops down the top overhead compartment to put their bag in. It's this tiny little woman. She must have jumped to pull the thing down, and then she's going to try to hoist this thing up. She's barely able to lift this thing, so I interject. I grab the case, pull it up. She's hanging on, dangling. Ah! Oh, let me just shake you off there. There you go. Ah! I put it in the overhead bin, and I go on my merry way. The wheels are incredibly squeaky today. I apologize. Good thing I keep WD-40 with me. There we go. I keep walking. Oh, good. Fisherman Jacob is here, everyone. He has his 16-piece fishing pole that he's disassembling right now in front of me. Please continue. I have all the time in the world to stand here like an idiot while people silently look and judge me from their seats. Already sitting down. That person already has a full meal laid out. I don't know how you got KFC in here, sir, but thank you for the smell. It's delicious. Dude is just fiddling with these different rods and reels, and yep, he's going to try to get him in the overhead without breaking the pole. Good luck, jackass. There's 4 bags surrounding it. He's just going to keep finagling in it so he can shut the thing without snapping that pole backwards. Let me help you. Yep, I'm now part of this. Fisherman Adam, at your service. Yeah, we got it. Okay, shut. Nope. Shut now. Oh, we got it. Yes, I am from Adam Does Movie. You don't know me. Okay. I finally get to my seat, and of course I'm in the middle, because I'm 6'4", with dancer's legs that are going to get crushed up against my chest upon sitting down, and I'm too cheap to pay $30 to get an aisle seat. That's a feature now that you pay for. Comfort. Please be hot women in my row. Please be hot women in my row. Please be... Damn it! Hello, yes. You look lovely. I just need to scooch in here. Yep, I'm in the middle. Of course I'm in the middle, right? Move! The woman gets up, she shifts out. The guy has already got his head against the window. He's passed out. So I'm going to sit down right in the middle. I'm ready to go. I keep my bag firmly locked underneath the seat. No reason to take the laptop out yet. They're gonna make me put it away. They're gonna make me lock it up, do all this stuff. I'm on a Delta flight, so they have screens in front of me that show how you are supposed to act when a plane crashes to the ground, which is to, I guess, be calm. But if this plane starts going into a free fall towards land, I'm busting out something by Nickelback. It doesn't matter what. Shutting the eyes and just letting Chad Kroeger take me away. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here. God? Oh, Satan. Right, that makes more sense. I'm so high. The flight goes okay for the first half hour. We take off, we're in the sky, minor turbulence, nothing to get scared about. I bust out the laptop, I open up the little tray that comes down, I put it on top, I log in, I start just doing my thing, I got the headphones, I'm editing a video, actually. I sometimes look over at the lady next to me to see if she's taking a sneak peek at what I'm doing. If she can put it together that I'm editing a video of myself. It's me listening to me talk back to me. No, she doesn't care. She never addresses it. She's all in on her book, ACOTAR, or whatever the hell she's reading. Doesn't pay me any mind. Everything was going fine until the person in front of me decided, now it's time for the full me to come out. Boom, 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 boom. Make way for stupid me. Skun da da dun da da dun dun dun. Push this button, drop my seat way back now. What the fuck? I'm working and my screen goes kink. She drops the seat like it's hot, backwards. I'm working, suddenly my screen comes at me like a blaze of glory. Crushes my fingers in between the screen and the keys. I'm fighting the back of the chair to get the top of my computer up. We have an acute angle on the computer now. It's acute, but there's nothing acute about it. What the airlines have done in their infinite wisdom is they made it so that you can pretend like you're in first class, even though you are in first ass. They put this dumb little button on the side of the armrest. You push it and you push backwards, and you get a little bit of a jolt of recline. Is it worth it? Watch me work it, says the woman in front of me as she drops her seat backwards. The other two seats are fine, and then you bump back like this to hers. Hers, these. These, hers. Hers, hers, these. I can barely look down at my screen anymore, and all I'm thinking is, why do these exist? Who thought this was a good idea? To let people willingly be kind of douchebags. Now, people in the comments are going to say, you have the right to drop your seat back. The option is there. Use it. You know, we have a lot of rights in this world, believe it or not. You have the right to not open the door for anyone. If there's someone behind you, you can just slightly open the door and just shut it behind you. You're not required to hold the door. You're not required to clean up after yourself at a public eatery. If you're at a fast food establishment or just any place in general, a state fair, whatnot, that kind of wants you to clean up your table when you're done, you don't have to. You can just leave that shit out. Someone else will do it. I could go on and on with example, but I think my point is made that just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Now, we're going to call her Rebecca because I don't know her name. Had Rebecca turned and asked me if it was okay if she dropped her seat back, I might be more inclined to say, sure, that's fine, or I would prefer you not because I'm trying to work on my computer, and it's just that then I have to move my seat back and it inconveniences them. I don't want to do that. But no, she didn't ask. I didn't move my seat back because I find it kind of douchey, to be honest with you. And I know there's going to be pushback on this video. There's going to be people that say, hey, Adam, you can absolutely do that. That's within your God-given power and rights and whatnot. And fuck you. That's what I say. Fuck you. Okay? I'm not bending on this one. No, she dropped the seat back like I didn't exist. I kind of did a look over at ACOTAR book reader lady. I was like, can She didn't look at me. She wants nothing to do with me, but I know deep down, somewhere in the pit of her stomach, she is fighting every urge not to just jump on me right then and there. How could she possibly resist a prince, a specimen of a man such as myself? The only way is to willfully ignore me the entire flight. And again, she was no Jasmine, okay? She was no Belle. But I'm a little annoyed she didn't even look over at me, but we'll keep going. I look over at Sleepy McSleeperson over here. He's still passed out. He's giving me nothing to go on. Thankfully, this is a short flight, so I only have to deal with it for a little while. I put my laptop on my lap. I put that little back rester thing for the computer. I put that back up. The table goes back up, and now I'm just working off the lap. The crotch is burning alive because of the battery, the heat coming off of the MacBook. I'm sweaty, I'm heated up from the machine that's on me. It's just not a good situation at all. And I know I didn't have to work. I could have put it away, but time is money, folks. Time is money. I didn't really hate Becca, I'm calling her Becca now for short, until this new moment arose. One of the flight attendants made his way into my shantytown area. I think his name was Belisk. I don't actually know. He was a gay flight attendant. All of these people are either females or they're gay. I don't know if this is a requirement, but I've been on several flights and every time there's always a gay guy on there. And he's always the best. They're always the most outgoing. They're always friendly, well-spoken. And this was no different. He was telling every prick that was on the plane that if their seat is reclined, to decline it. I don't think that's the proper terminology, but we're going to push forward. And he even went down, he was kind of eyeing up the seats, making sure they were all uniform. And he did get to Becca, who I don't know if she willfully ignored this or if she was playing dumb, but I'm willing to bet it was the latter of the two. He said, "Oh, ma'am, could you just scoot your seat up, please? We're going to be going into some heavy turb, and I want to make sure that, short for turbulence, and I want to make sure that everybody's safe." She fake lifts her chair up. She pushes the button in, scoots forward, doesn't release the thumb. He notices, checks it, and moves on. He's busy. Belisk has a lot of people to check. And then she goes backwards again. Are you out of your fucking mind, bitch? Even though I am a weak, pathetic individual, I did actually speak up because this was too much for even me to handle. And so I leaned forward in between the little cracks in the seats. And I turned to face her earball. "Hey, bitch, if you don't move your seat up, I'm gonna move it up for you." She played dumb, an almost impossible task for her. Oh, kind of acts shocked, kind of acts stunned, but at the same time, there's a little harshness to her. There's some edge to her response when she says, "Okay," pushes the thumb, moves forward, but she didn't even give me the full 6 inches. We're gonna keep going. It only went up like 3. She still wasn't uniform with the rest of the wall. It was a jagged wall, and now I'm a jagged little pill, Alanis. And so for the rest of the flight, I would once in a while give a little nudge on the back of her chair as I was adjusting my monitor on my computer to get it to be straight. Did she notice? Hard to tell, because she didn't acknowledge. And that seat never went up further, never came back further. It just stayed the same. Eventually, the flight came to an end and the fury was over. I got up, I helped Fisherman Jacob get his rod and reel back together, Humpty Dumpty'd it off. Don't worry, the fishing poles made it, folks. Don't you worry. And then I saw Becca. And I feel like Becca saw me for the first time in a long time. Well, the first time ever, really. It's the first time she really looked me in the eyes. Really took a hold of what she did to me back there. This tall drink of water, who got up like long legs and just kept going. And as she looked up at me, and as I matched her eyesight, she said, "Aren't you Adam from the hit channel Adam Does Movies and Adam Does Rants?" And my heart leapt. And it grew 3 times that day. And I bowed and said, "I am, ma'am. Thank you for noticing. It's been a tough flight, but that's made it all worth it." And then she laughed and said, "I don't actually know you. You're wearing a t-shirt that says Adam Does Movies. I just assumed you were vain enough to wear a shirt promoting your own stupid channel because you seem like a fucking prick." "I'll kill you!" And then I body tackled her through that tiny little stupid window out the side of the plane onto the pavement and started smashing her head into the ground before the cops showed up and shot me 30 times where I fell down. They dragged my body off the runway and I laughed the entire time maniacally like I'm the fucking Joker, the clown prince himself. Some of this story may not have been true. Plane etiquette, folks, is not that difficult. If you really need to recline the seat back, maybe just turn to the person behind you and ask. Maybe take an educated guess at how they would react. Maybe take stock of those around you and how you are acting, and maybe just take stock of how you could be better, how you could help a friend out. A friend you don't even know at the time, but maybe one you'll have in the future. All right, that's my rant on Rebecca the Sea Tog. Let me know if you've experienced such injustice in your life on a plane. Like I said, I'll have more of these plane stories, along with a bunch of other rants unrelated to airports. It's not a Adam Does Airline Rants channel. Let me know though. Leave a comment, like the video. Please think of subscribing. Of course, I have the second channel, Adam Does Movies. That's the bigger one right now, but maybe we'll pass it someday. Who knows? Anything's possible. And if you love what I'm doing, this is a one-man operation. I do this in my free time. I have a full-time job. I would love if you became a member on Patreon at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. Or you could just leave a super thanks right on this video. There's an option somewhere underneath where you can say, hey Adam, here's $5. This made me laugh a lot. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you. All right. Hopefully I see you next time.